Hi, I'm Paul Kyogan from GK Tuition, and in this video I want to talk to you about the trapezoidal rule. The question I've chosen to go through here is 2017 Paper 1, Question 5. In the first part of this question we're given a field, and we're told that the field is divided into 8 separate sections, each of width 3 meters, and the height or the length of each one of these sections has been marked in on the diagram. We're asked to use the trapezoidal rule to estimate the area of the field. So you should know that on your maths tables on page 12 is the formula to get the area using the trapezoidal rule. And look at the diagram in your maths tables, because the h in the diagram clearly is signified by the width. So the width is h over 2 is the width over 2. The width of each one of our sections is 3. So that's why we're subbing in 3 over 2. It's important you understand what this means. It often confuses a few students. Y1 refers to the first height. Yn refers to the last height. And then it's plus 2 times all the other heights. So the first height in our diagram is 4. The last height in our diagram is 8. And then it's plus 2 times the other heights, which was 5.8, 7, 6.5, 6, 4.8, 6 and 6.5. So the h refers to the width of each section and y refers to the height of each section. Y1 being the first one, yn being the last one. So we just plug all that into our calculator and it works out as 145.8. Notice in the question it told you that each of these is in meters, which means the area is in meters squared. So you have to mark in your units in that one as well. In part B of this question, we're told that the area of the same field is estimated again, except rather than being split into 8 different sections, this time it's split into 6 different sections. They've marked in the lengths of each section except that one of them has been labelled as x. They've told me that the answer, the area using these figures, is 145.6. So, and they told me now that's enough information to work out what x is. So let's just view this again. The trapezoidal rule is h over 2, which is the width of each section over 2. In this case, it's 4 over 2, because the width of each section was 4. Y1 is the first height, which is 4. Yn is the last height, which is 8. And then it's plus 2 times all the other heights, which in our diagram is 6.4 plus 6.9 plus 6 plus x plus 6.2. And I know that when I plug all those in, the area is equal to 145.6. So you should recognize at this point that you've got one equation, you've got one unknown, we've enough information here to find out what x is. So let's just start working our way through it. For the moment, obviously, there's nothing you can do with the left-hand side. You just leave it as it is. 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. And now in my brackets, I could add the 4 and the 8, and that would give me 12. But I can't add the 2 as well, because I need to multiply the 2 by everything in this bracket first. So inside this bracket, I have 6.4 plus 6.9 plus 6 plus 6.2. So I at the moment I can't add those to the x because they're not like terms. But I can add these 4 terms because they're all like terms. If you add 6.4, 6.9, 6 and 6.2, you end up with 25.5. Okay, so it's 2 multiplied by, and if I simplify that bracket fully, 25.5 plus x. So notice what we did there. All I did on that line was 4 divided by 2 is 2, 4 plus 8 is 12, and I simplified these terms in the brackets. It's 2 multiplied by 25.5 plus x. What I could do on the next line is I could multiply 2 into the bracket. 2 times 25.5 plus x. So if we just continue on here, the left hand side will stay the exact same. And then it's 2 times, in my bracket I have 12 plus 2 multiplied by 25.5 is 51. And 2 multiplied by x is just 2x. So now at least my bracket has got a little bit clearer. I can use clear brackets rather than square brackets. At least now we only have one bracket. Obviously what I can do next is add the like terms. I can add 12 and 51. So I have 145.6 equals 2 times 12 plus 51 gives me 63 plus 2x. So it's starting, we've just step by step made it a little bit simpler each time. Obviously what I want to do now is multiply 2 into the bracket. So I get 145.6, 2 multiplied by 63 is 126, plus 2 multiplied by 2x is 4x. Now in order to get x on its own here, we need to subtract 126 from both sides, which means that I'm going to end up with 145.6 minus 126 is equal to 4x. Now if you plug this into your calculator, 145.6 minus 126 is going to give you 19.6 is equal to 4x. In order to get x on its own, all I need to do is divide both sides by 4. So if you divide both sides by 4, 19.6 divided by 4 is equal to x. And if we plug that into our calculator, 19.6 divided by 4, x works out as 4.9. And again, remember the units in this case, the units I use, they have to be meters. So I think it's really important you're clear on the trapezoidal rule there. A lot of people get confused with this bit here. y1 is the first height, yn is the last height, and all of these y's are all the other heights. Your final answer in this case, once you've worked it out, x works out as 4.9 meters. I hope all of that video makes sense. If there's anything you're unsure of there, or you'd like me to explain it differently, just let me know in class or send me an email and I will clarify it.